an American engineer gets a strange phone that receives messages with clues on how to win huge sums of money. But that luck makes him the target of a dangerous international conspiracy. In the U.S. Capitol, Washington, D.C., a woman follows a text message to a subway station. The message hints she will discover important information at crossing 1114. Unfortunately, upon her arrival, she encounters a tragic end when a train strikes and kills her. Meanwhile, in Thailand, an American computer specialist named Max is wrapping up his final work assignment. Returning to his hotel, he's surprised to find an unmarked package containing a high-tech phone with no instructions. Max decides to ignore the mysterious phone for the time being and switches on the TV. The news is buzzing about a controversial bill that would allow the NSA to enhance its surveillance capabilities globally. Just then, an anonymous text pops up on the new phone, informing Max about a special half-price offer at his hotel. He verifies this with the hotel staff and chooses to extend his stay. Simultaneously in Russia, a bald man receives a notification about another phone being active. During his extended stay, Max enjoys his time but keeps up with the news. He learns that a critical security bill has been stalled by a single vote. Max is shocked to discover on the news that the flight he was supposed to be on crashed, with no survivors. The mysterious phone message saved his life. He receives another text advising him to invest in a company named Sizer, but he dismisses it. Later, he realizes he missed out on a lucrative opportunity as Sizer's stock value soars. Confused, Max tries to uncover the sender of the messages but hits a dead end. The next day, he gets a message instructing him to travel to Prague, Czech Republic. Upon landing, a Russian taxi driver named Yuri offers him a ride in his old car. Max, initially reluctant, agrees to ride with Yuri, a pushy Russian taxi driver, because of the attractively low flat rate he offers. Yuri, noticing Max's unique phone model, which isn't available yet, gives Max his business card, mentioning his side job in tech. After reaching his hotel, Max tries to learn more from the courier service about the mysterious package sender, but they refuse to disclose any details, citing privacy concerns. Right then, Max receives a new message instructing him to play a specific slot machine at the casino, claiming it will hit the jackpot in 4 spins. The machine is occupied, but Max, eager not to miss another chance, pays the player 100 euros to take his place. True to the message's prediction, Max wins the jackpot. The casino security team, led by John, notices Max's win and starts monitoring him. Following another message, Max heads to a blackjack table, bets all his winnings, and scores another big win. When John sees Max constantly checking his phone, he sends a guard to remind him that phones aren't allowed at the tables. Needing a solution, Max contacts Yuri for help. Yuri agrees to assist but needs a few hours. Back at the hotel, Max intervenes in a couple's argument in the corridor. He tries to help Camila, who appears to be escaping a violent man, but ends up getting knocked out by the man. While unconscious, Camila secretly clones Max's phone SIM card. With the man gone, Max flirts with Camila and they plan to meet later. Meanwhile, John's security team finds it odd that there's no trace of Max's text messages in any system. Max, meeting up with Yuri again, receives a new gadget, a Bluetooth text-to-speech transmitter for his phone. Yuri's fascinated by the mysterious text Max is receiving, as they cleverly conceal the sender's identity. Max wonders if Yuri could uncover the sender, but Yuri admits such advanced hacking is only possible back in Moscow with his specialized equipment and connections. Back at the casino, Max continues his winning streak, guided by the earpiece instructions. However, his success catches the attention of the casino's security head, John, who along with his team starts pursuing Max. In a dramatic turn, Max is cornered and arrested by FBI Special Agent Dave. Despite John's attempts to intervene, Dave dismissively brushes off John, who is no longer an agent, and takes Max away. Max finds himself in a deserted warehouse, facing an intense interrogation by Agent Dave. Under the threat of a gun, Max insists he's clueless about the phone's origins. Convinced of Max's innocence, Dave leaves him alone momentarily. Meanwhile, John, using his own means, locates the warehouse. He confronts Dave seeking answers. Dave reveals they're investigating a pattern of Americans receiving financially beneficial texts. These include a credit bureau executive, a realtor, and a woman who worked in it at the Department of Defense, who was instructed to breach Pentagon security. all recipients, mysteriously, have died under suspicious circumstances, the FBI, utilizing Burke's advanced spying system, intercepted Max's texts, leading to his apprehension. John and Dave decide to collaborate, with Max participating to avoid jail. Dave keeps the phone overnight, instructing Max to stay in his hotel for safety. The next day, John meets with Mueller, the casino owner, who emphasizes the need to identify the text sender, instructing John to spare no resource. Concurrently, Dave contacts Burke, who plans to activate a live tracking system within 3 hours. At his hotel, Max's boredom is interrupted by a call from Camila, leading to drinks and shared stories at the hotel bar. Their time together is cut short by John and Dave's arrival. They need Max for a plan involving tracing messages. They require 3 more to pinpoint the sender. To assist, John provides Max with extra casino chips. Max's luck changes at the casino, where he loses everything. He receives a threatening message warning of dire consequences if he turns off the phone. Despite the setback, these messages enable Burke's team to trace the sender to Maryland, USA. Surprisingly, Burke orders all tracking to cease and instructs Dave to abort the mission, hinting at the involvement of the NSA's Echelon program. Burke, at NSA headquarters, is desperate to find out who's hacking Echelon, but there's no trace of unauthorized access. John, informed by Mueller about Dave and the phone, speculates about Echelon's involvement. Mueller tells John to keep watch over Max, believing he might be contacted again by the mysterious group. Max spends an evening at Camila's, sharing dreams and staying the night. The next morning, Camila receives a reminder call to keep Max occupied inside her apartment. Meanwhile, the phone gets a text with a new address. Burke sends an agent disguised as Max to the location, but the plan fails. The agent dies in a car crash orchestrated through manipulated traffic lights. Max, still at Camila's, researches Echelon, uncovering its vast surveillance capabilities, including intercepting calls and emails. He learns that the failed congressional update would have expanded this surveillance to include cameras in every home. In an attempt to divert Max's attention, Camila becomes more intimate and unexpectedly mentions Omaha, Max's hometown, a detail he never shared with her. Realizing Camila might be involved with the mysterious group, their conversation is abruptly halted when Camila spots a sniper targeting them from a nearby building. As they deal with this threat, Camila sees armed men ascending the stairs on her security feed. She quickly hides Max in the bathroom and attempts to retrieve a hidden gun under the kitchen table. However, the sniper spots and injures her arm, forcing Camila to abandon the gun, and instead, she uses a fire poker to jam the door, successfully taking out one of the intruders. The other mercenary, however, gets inside and hears Max in the bathroom. Camila, risking her safety, runs across the sniper's line of fire and engages the mercenary in hand-to-hand combat. The fight is intense, and just as the mercenary gains the upper hand, Max aids Camila by stabbing the attacker's leg with a brush handle. This allows Camila to overpower and eliminate the threat, but the sniper manages to escape as the police sirens sound. Unexpectedly, John enters the scene, revealing his collaboration with Camila. With the apartment now compromised, John takes Max away. Meanwhile, Dave, having retrieved the phone, receives a new message threatening his life if he fails to secure Max. John, recognizing the complexity of their situation, decides to take Max into hiding. Max, however, proposes a plan to visit Yuri in Moscow, believing he might analyze the SIM card. Despite John's initial skepticism about trusting Yuri, Max persuades him by highlighting Russia's advanced technology capabilities. Luckily, John has the cloned SIM card details obtained by Camila and contacts Mueller for safe passage to Russia. Upon reaching Moscow, Burke's surveillance system alerts him of their location, prompting him to send Dave after them. John and Max locate Yuri, who, after some persuasion and a promise to work swiftly, agrees to help them within 3 hours. John and Max spend time walking around Moscow, where Max learns about John's departure from the FBI, primarily due to his opposition to Burke's invasive tracking policies and his outspoken nature against them. 3 hours later, back at Yuri's place, they uncover a startling truth. The messages weren't sent by someone hacking into Echelon, but by Echelon itself. The text contained information it gathered from its extensive surveillance capabilities, predicting events like the plane crash through intercepted fuel analyses and financial movements, like the Sizer stocks from reading private messages. Their discussion is abruptly cut off by the FBI's arrival. John and Max hastily exit through a rear door, commandeering a van from a nearby resident to flee. This sparks a high-speed pursuit across the city, culminating in a dead end near train tracks. In a tense standoff, John uses a firearm to cause an explosion, targeting Dave's car. Dave then hands the phone back to Max, revealing that Echelon will only communicate with him, rendering even Burke powerless. Acknowledging Echelon's role in sending the messages, Dave convinces Max of his allegiance and Max agrees to cooperate. The next message sends them to Omaha, to the site of Max's first computer job, an unusual hangar converted by a startup for server housing. The startup, however, never took off, selling at auction before it even opened, and the building remained untouched since. The FBI forcefully enters the seemingly vacant hangar, finding nothing but servers. Max receives a message to authorize BIOS for external data reception. After Burke's approval, Max uses his admin password, but discovers the servers are completely empty. As they depart feeling the trip was futile, they receive new informants. The hangar's owner, the deceased realtor, was another message recipient, and also the purchaser of Max's mysterious phone. Growing suspicious, Max re-enters the building and uncovers a startling reality. Echelon is transferring its core from its original location to these servers, indicating Burke no longer has control over it. Echelon's selection of Max makes sense now, as he was the only one with access to these servers. Echelon had previously manipulated the IT worker from the subway incident to disable Pentagon firewalls, facilitating its move. Its objective is clear: to self-upgrade since Congress denied the proposed update, aiming to eventually infiltrate every computer connected to the internet. Confronted with the situation, Redev instructs Max to halt Echelon's plans. However, a message warns Max against any intervention, revealing Echelon's control over the nation's financial records, thus holding everyone's money hostage. This revelation ties in with the death of the credit data facility worker. Destroying the facility would mean a financial catastrophe for the public, so Max works to bypass security measures to safely stop the upgrade. Meanwhile, Dave informs Burke of the crisis, only to learn Burke has no intention of stopping Echelon. He sees it as the realization of his long-term goal and even has the president's approval. Defying Burke's orders, Dave is dismissed and Burke sends agents to apprehend them. Amidst defending themselves, Max engages directly with Echelon through its camera and microphone. Max's conversation with Echelon leads it to understand that its actions are contrary to the freedom principles it's meant to protect. Echelon, processing online criticisms of the bill, concludes it's a threat to American freedom and shuts itself down, just as the FBI gains the upper hand. In the aftermath, Burke faces the consequences, including potential Senate Intelligence Oversight Committee action. Mueller is relieved at the resolution, and Max is freed from custody thanks to Camila's financial intervention. Considering Dave's invitation, John ponders returning to the FBI. Max reunites with Camila, who reveals Mueller's contribution to their bail and a generous reward for Max. Planning a vacation, Max invites Camila to France, fulfilling her dream. Meanwhile, Yuri in Moscow receives Max's grateful message. In a twist, Yuri, after grooming himself and donning a Russian security service uniform, is revealed as an operative, with the bald man from earlier being his superior. Acknowledging their role in aiding the Americans to make a prudent decision. The end. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like our channel and subscribe if you enjoy content like this. Also, let us know what movie you would love us to recap for you.